Hey everyone, and welcome to the Pint Pals Podcast. We invite you on this journey to explore the world of craft beer. Each episode will take a new step into the craft beer world to help you find the best ones. We'll sample some beers, give our rating on them, and share some laughs along the way. So please join us, and remember, craft beer is for everyone.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Pint Pals Podcast. It is I, Lucas, and unfortunately, Nate is unable to be with us today, but instead, I am joined by Max Schauff from LineLeap. Max, how you doing?
Good, thanks, Lucas. Happy to join.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to have you. So just a quick update to everybody out there. The Pint Pals Podcast, normally we cover breweries in the Columbus area and other states as well. But Nate and I had a discussion, and we started to cover the local bar scene in Columbus as well, because we believe there's more than one place where you can get a pint with your pal. So I saw LineLeap is a company that is coming up with an upcoming bar crawl in Columbus, and reached out to Max, and we set up this interview. And I just wanted to learn as much as I can about LineLeap and what it is and how it affects the Columbus bar scene. So, Max, what is LineLeap?
Yeah, so LineLeap is an app that you can download, and our motto is fun faster. So in the most basic term and given in our name, you generally use the app to skip long lines at your favorite bars. So obviously we can imagine football season when the Buckeyes are playing. Some of these bars can get pretty lengthy lines on these Saturday game days. So you can download our app, free to download. And then there are line skip passes on there at some of the best bars in town that you can purchase line skips to jump right to the front and get to the fun faster.
No, that's excellent. Nate and I have just been downtown, and it's not football season right now, but I know we've got the spring game coming up, and the bar crawl on the 20th as well. And just from the one time that Nate and I were out, we went to Midway and Ethel, and those are both on LineLeap, correct?
Yep. Yeah, we've worked with Midway and Ethel for a few years now, and they're great to work with. Donovan over there, who kind of runs the show, he's awesome to work with, and yeah, they do well on these game days. Obviously, popular spot, so the app comes in handy when whether it's busy Friday night or game day or whatever the case may be. We're there for you.
As somebody who I Uber drive as well in Columbus on some weekends just to make extra money here and there. Whenever I have trips or if I want tickets to a beer festival that's coming up, that's how I usually do it. But driving downtown, I'm constantly seeing lines for the bars. And I remember I didn't go to college at Ohio State. I went to a small school in Northwest Ohio, and even the lines for the places that we would go to were just outrageous. And I think this is a fantastic idea just to get to the fun faster. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's funny you bring that up too, because we, are in a lot of these college markets and make our way through them, especially during the football season. And we always try to, talk to our Uber drivers and get the lay of the land and things like that, because obviously they know the area. And they oftentimes ask like, well, what do you guys do? We're like, oh, well, we're in from out of town, we're partnered with the bars. We're like, you guys with LineLeap? We're like, yep. So they all hear about it from college students that are either buying it in the car on their way to the bar or just talking about it in the vehicle. So it's pretty funny how many of the drivers in the area in these college towns know about it too.
So what is your position at LineLeap?
Yeah, so I started the company about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, with two of my other co-founders. So I'm a University of Wisconsin grad, but my other two co-founders are from the school in the north that I guess shall not be on this podcast. But But yeah, we've been at it for 7 years and have grown it to college towns all across America and cities. So we're in about 100 different campuses and cities, over 400 bars that have our app right now, and growing quick. So it's fun to travel around and see all the best bars. And we've been to Columbus a handful of times. So it's always fun to see it in action.
Have you seen much growth in the Columbus market? Are you like expanding to more bars as every year?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we definitely have. Columbus is obviously, it's kind of got it all, and it's that perfect city college campus kind of mix, which we love. And obviously sports play a huge factor in driving, just crowds to these places. So yeah, we've seen a lot of growth in Columbus over the past year, especially. We've added more bars, and we've added events like the bar crawl coming up. We do a handful of those every year on campus. So it's really exciting. And I think there's a couple more bars that we'd love to have on and kind of continue to grow the platform there in town.
now, for somebody who I live about 15 minutes from downtown, 15 minutes from High Street. Um, During the summertime, when the college is out, obviously, are people still able to use LineLeap then, or do you need to have like a Buckeye email address or anything like that?
Yeah, no, anyone can use it, and that's kind of the fun thing too, is especially on parents' weekends, game days, graduation, things like that. Like we see a lot of adults using it too. Alumni are in town, and I think it's especially when you look at those types of big weekends that are event driven, like a game day. It's actually really catered towards the alumni too, right? They're coming into town. They bought tickets to the game. They're looking to have a good time. They're with their college friends or good friends, and they don't want to be wasting their 2 days, 3 days in town
Mhm.
waiting in line at their former favorite bar. So that's kind of where we come in and really cater towards them. But obviously, if it's just a standard Thursday, Friday, Saturday night on a typical weekend, it's very catered towards the students and at a price point that is affordable for anyone that may want to skip the line. And it's really people find it in different ways too. Some people use it every single weekend they go out. Others use it only on their birthday or when friends are in town. So it's really catered to just what you need and what you're looking for. But yeah, and I think to kind of answer the other side of that too, during the summer when these students graduate, we're in the cities as well. So we're very prominent in Chicago and New York and Boston and Minneapolis and so on and so forth. So the idea is that when you get your internship or you graduate and move to a city, you can still use it in all these locations at your new favorite bars that you graduate and go on to.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was going to be my next question. Like if since I signed up in Columbus, every year I go up to Minnesota for a winter beer festival. But it's great to know that my account I'll still be able to access LineLeap when I'm in a different state, in a different city.
Yeah, and what's kind of fun about that too, especially in the, again, in like the kind of the college sport market, is obviously a lot of these schools travel well. So if Wisconsin's playing Ohio State, Wisconsin's going to travel well to Columbus to go see that game. And that's going to be one of the ones that they mark on their calendar. So it's fun to see like the Madison users go to Columbus and then use it in Columbus and vice versa. So it's fun to see that, and that's actually kind of like how people use it as a tool too. Like if you're going to a new campus or a new city that you've never been to, oftentimes they'll look at the app to see what's hot, right? Like if they're on LineLeap, that must mean that they're a popular bar, get long lines, etc. So they kind of go to our app to figure out where to go, and then it helps facilitate their night. So it's kind of fun to see that different interaction among cities and campuses.
When using LineLeap, is there like a limit on, like, let's say, just using numbers here, like you only have 100 spots on Midway on like a Friday or Saturday night. You have to be one of those first 100 people, or is it like, well, we see a long line, we just walk past this bar, it seems cool inside. You can just do it right there on the spot, and there isn't a limit to it.
Right there on the spot. Certainly some people pre-order and they're going to plan ahead, especially if you really know, like, oh my gosh, this bar gets, 2 hour long lines on on a Saturday night. You may pre-order it, because what happens is how we in the bars kind of slow down that demand is the price just fluctuates, much like, an Uber or Lyft. Same way is that when demand goes high, the price has to increase along with that, because there is a finite number of space in the building. So oftentimes people pre-order ahead of the big day, knowing that, like, hey, I can get it at a cheaper price if I get it now, and I know this is the bar I want to go to, and I know there's going to be a line when I get there. Otherwise, you can wait till you get on the spot, buy it right there on the spot. And if it's not like too crazy, like the price is going to stay pretty steady. It just goes up and down based off of what's going on in town, and how busy the bar is, and what the turnover rate is in there, and is it one in, one out, so on and so forth. So all those factors kind of play into how many passes are selling at any given time.
How do you use LineLeap when you're at a club or a bar?
Yeah, it's super simple. So typically we have signage outside the bars, and in the bars too, but kind of letting you know to download it, and hey, skip this line. So it's as simple as downloading the app on the App Store or Google Play. You just create a quick account, plug in your name and age and email. You buy the spot on the spot. So there'll be, each bar has different prices, again, dictated by what's going on. Typically they're like $10 to $20 on just a standard night. So you can pay on the spot, enter your payment info, or use Apple Pay, all that right on the app. You pay it, you walk up, skip the whole line, show the door staff, they redeem it with a click of a button, pass will disappear, you go right in. So that's simple. There's times where the bar may be at full capacity, and what happens with that is your kind of next priority. So same thing as kind of like, you can think of it like a Disney Fast Pass, where it's like an expedited entrance. But that's really only when it's like super, super busy. Otherwise, typically you get right in, or it's, at most just a couple minute wait compared to a 2 hour long line.
No, that's great. I was thinking about that. I was like, well, if they're jam packed, there's no room for you. You're shoulder to shoulder. I mean,
Right.
but it's a great comparison to the Disney Fast Pass.
Yep, exactly. As soon as room allows for it, you're kind of next up on the priority list to slip in there. And oftentimes, obviously, the bars can bend the rules a little bit, and dictate it a little bit how they want. But yeah, that's how it works in practice.
We were talking about this a little bit earlier, the upcoming bar crawl. Can you talk about that at all? I know it's on April 20th.
Yeah, of course. So the bar crawls, we do about 4 themes a year. So we have a back to school theme. We have a holiday theme right before kind of winter finals at these campuses. We do a fake Patty's Day theme. That's usually for students that are gone on spring break during actual St. Patty's. So we give them a fake Patty's Day to celebrate on campus. So that one's always a lot of fun and one of our best turnouts. And then we do an end of year kind of graduation type themed crawl, or as we coined it, like summer send off, for juniors and seniors to have like one last hurrah before finals and graduation, and all of that. So the one coming up is our summer send off. Really excited for this one. We're doing it at about 20 different campuses. Obviously Ohio State being one of them. And yeah, I mean, Columbus has been a great college town for us in our bar crawls. It's a fun event to do. It's good for the bars. It packs them out. We, funny enough, in Iowa for this fake Patty's Day crawl we set the world record with 9,000.
Wow.
So that was a fun one to witness. But Ohio State, we've gotten over 3,000 people there before as well. So they're fun to do, and it's, again, like everything that we kind of try to center ourselves around is the fun on campus, fun, when you go to spring break and use us there, fun when you graduate or get your internship. So everything we're kind of doing is around these events that can be looked at as some of the best days of the year. And bar crawls are no different than that. So it's always a good time.
What time does the crawl start?
Yeah, usually we start ours in Columbus at 4 p.m. on
Okay.
Saturday. So it gives like this, again, sort of like a game day feel, where it's a little bit of a day activity or early evening. For the bars, it's great because it gives them, if they're not typically seeing crowds in business till 9, 10, 11 p.m., this gives it to them a few hours earlier. And it's always a benefit to their business as well, and gives the students something to do during the day, and kind of a unique thing that they don't normally have on an everyday weekend.
Do you have shirts that you sell for the crawls?
Yeah, we do. So how it works is everything is sold on the app. It's a great way for us to get the word out there, get the brand out there, and get people, familiar with the app so they can use it for its other purposes too, like line skips and cover and event tickets and so on and so forth. But yes, the shirts are sold on the app. So customers can just go on there, select the size they want, purchase that shirt. We host a t-shirt pickup usually at Ethel and Tank the day before the crawl. So the customers come, pick those up. Sometimes they cut them up, tie dye them, do whatever they want to them, get them ready to go for the next day. And then the crawl hits, and yeah, we let people run wild.
Are you now with the shirt? Is there an added bonus to getting the shirt on the app?
Yeah. So when you get the bar crawl shirt, and it depends kind of campus to campus, but typically what the shirt does is it gets you drink specials on the crawl at each bar. If the bar's charge cover, it often gives you free cover. And then we also try to make the pickup itself kind of an experience where, some brands kind of get involved and either give out, free energy drinks or free swag or things like that. So the idea is that the shirt will pay for itself and then some, along with a souvenir shirt to keep, and obviously a fun day, kind of joining on the crawl. And one of the fun things we see too is we always call it like a yearbook moment, because a lot of the crawlers are signing the shirts and they have Sharpies on the crawl and they're writing on them and doing funny stuff. So it's always cool to see the shirts kind of littered with signatures and whatnot, or the people that kind of keep them clean. We see them wearing it in the gym or walking around campus or things like that. So it's always funny to just bump into someone wearing one of our past bar crawl shirts. It's always cool to see.
With the shirt pickup being at Ethel and Tank, you said the day before. So on the 19th at Ethel and Tank, around like 4 to 7, you said would be the shirt pickup.
Yeah, exactly. We often set aside a few hours the day before to do that pickup. We usually do it at a partnered bar to kind of house these shirts and again create a little experience out of that. But yeah, t-shirt pickup is always the day before, so make sure to get orders in ahead of time. Oftentimes we have to place these t-shirts orders about a week before. So if you wait too late, there is a chance that we sell out and you can't get involved. So don't procrastinate on these. Make sure to get them. It'll be a fun day. It's always fun, and you don't want to miss out.
No, are there going to be the drink specials at this crawl that's coming up with the shirt?
Yeah, exactly. And we usually post those. We post them on our Instagram, and we also send out an email the day before pickup, kind of highlighting what those deals are. So people should be made aware of them. You can find them on our social media closer to the date. You can find them on the app and the landing page. They're usually listed there as we get closer. And then obviously, like I said, also emailed out. So some bars are ahead of it and they often send us those ahead of time. Other times we gotta wrangle them together still, but it's always usually a pretty good deal. And again, by the time the day is all said and done, you should have found great value in the shirt and in the crawl itself.
Are you coming down for the crawl this year, or?
I probably won't be at this one, unfortunately, but yeah, we try to make it we always have someone from LineLeap down at these crawls to make sure it goes smoothly, and t-shirt pickup and stuff like that. So they're always well managed, but yeah, we try to hop around and kind of target the biggest and the best of them to capture media and stuff like that, which is always fun.
What's your personal favorite spot in Columbus to go to?
I always have liked Midway and Ethel. It's kind of just a cool little area with how it's just structured off like that. Also, they were the first ones in town to kind of give us a chance. So it's holds a special place in my heart to kind of get us going in Columbus. But no, it's a cool little area right there. But there's so many good bars. I feel like Columbus is one of those towns similar to Madison, where I went to school and experienced a lot of that. It's very similar in that sense where, it's just a great town with well-run bars that care about their customers and are just, serve up some of your best memories. So it's it's always fun to see those different, campuses and how it's all structured.
So you said that you started this with two other coworkers. I'm sorry, two other
Founder.
founders.
Yep.
So like, I'm guessing the main inspiration for this was you guys got tired of standing in line at places when you were in
Yep.
school.
That is exactly it.
Well, no, I think this is a fantastic way. It definitely, I mean, it sounds like it helps the local businesses, of course, and I feel like it's also a great way. Do the businesses like have any idea of how many spots you guys have sold so they can kind of plan accordingly? Like, oh
Yeah.
well, we know we have 1,000 people from LineLeap coming in, but we also have everybody else coming in as well. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They're tracking it, and I mean, it's a great new additional revenue stream for them too. So, we always joke that we have a unique business model in the sense that we never send invoices, we only send checks to these bars. So a lot of times we're their favorite partner where we're not charging them anything. We're just here to make them some extra money and kind of provide to them that way. So it's always good to do that and kind of befriend these bar managers and owners and GMs, and they're great operators, and it's always fun to build the relationship with them and how they run their operations. But yeah, and they can track all this on their end. They all have their own dashboard link that they can see their LineLeap numbers, and just like anything in their business, they can track it and keep an eye on it and make it personal to what they're trying to do.
no, that's great. Max, you got anything else you'd like to add about LineLeap and I guess the Columbus scene?
No, I think Columbus is obviously a premier college town, and we're excited to be in it and continue to grow in it. And I think just scratching the surface with the bars there and the customers and what we can provide. So we're excited for the future. We're excited for the football season coming up, to see how things progress, and yeah, excited to be part of the community there.
All right. Well, this was definitely, I think, one of the shorter episodes we've had on the podcast. But Max, thank you very much for coming on. It was great to learn about LineLeap. I think it's fantastic service. Look forward to, I guess, trying it out here soon. I like you. I don't like standing in lines. It gets cold outside. It's rainy, and this is a great way to avoid waiting in the rain, waiting in the cold, and just waiting in period. So, yeah, fun faster, all about it.
Fun faster. Exactly. As simple as that.
All right, Max. Well, thank you very much for coming on this episode of the Pint Pals podcast. Where can people find more information about LineLeap or follow you on any of your social media platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find us at LineLeap. Instagram is the main one. That's where we kind of update on, new bars that we're partnering with, new city launches that we're in, bar crawls, events, things like that. So definitely follow along at LineLeap on Instagram to stay up to date. And yeah, we're excited to see everyone out there in Columbus and get everyone to the fun faster.
Awesome. All right. Well, that brings us to another end of an episode of the Pint Pals podcast. Thank you so much, Max, for coming on. And thank you so much to everybody listening.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Appreciate it.